All right, we're live. Well, we're not live. We're actually pre-recording this, folks. But this is Matt right here.
Let's go on.
As you guys know, Chris and Michelle are out of town. They're in Florida right now, helping out the grandparents who are moving back to Michigan, which is a huge, major, amazing thing. And Grandpa and Grandma, if you're watching, really happy to have you home. But we got Matt helping out. Typically, he's working on the torch right now. He's bending raindrops or doing all kinds of other miscellaneous action. But we're going to be blowing some glass now for the experimental show. So the words actually were a 50-50 split. You guys vote for them on Mondays on Instagram. And I forgot the other one that was the other option because I didn't even... Oh, yeah, because I didn't choose it. It was a 50-50 split, so we said that we would just choose what we wanted to do. The first one was Taboo Song. I don't know what that would do. We always pick an adjective and a noun. The second one was Sweltering Income. I like this. So that's what we're going with, and I'm going to draw it up. I haven't told Matt. He knows what we're making, but we got to walk through the process together and understand. I know this is going to help me understand the piece too, because as you know with the experimental show, things go awry pretty fast, and we're experimenting with the glass. We've never done anything like this before, and so we gotta walk through it. So here's the plan. We're gonna make a bag, a satchel of coins, a money satchel. And so as satchels go, they're usually something like this, you know, and then like this, you know, with a big old money sign on the front of it. Know what I'm saying? A couple pieces of rope maybe here dangling. And then this curls over a little bit. You got some folds, some crevices, some whatnot. And then we're going to have a few coins, kind of like we did, which I saw on that Tuesday show, the reminder of the pot of gold that we made for St. Patty's Day this past March. So that's the plan. I think it's going to look sweet. The trick is, and the things I'm already thinking about, is that this bottom down here is going to be just like the pocket bases. So we'll probably got to grab the corks. Yeah. We'll cork it one time gently, and then pull out these tips, and then give it a little indent down here so that we can punny it up to the pipe after we get that figured out, and flip it around. Then we'll get this crease line started in here, and we'll probably open this up first. So instead of a pluck and trim, I'm just going to pull it out, maybe put a couple cuts in it, and just let it fold over the side a little bit. I'll hand you the whole piece. I'm going to make this rope, kind of like we were doing the snakes. Pull a long rope out, and you'll be sitting at the bench, and I'll just go like we do our snowman scarves from underneath, wrap it around maybe twice if I can, and then hang it over the side. Maybe put a couple twists in it or something. We'll see how that goes. And then for the coins, you're going to be over here. This is what we did for the pot of gold, which is you take a small gather, one coat or maybe a coat and a half of the gold, heat them up real hot, and just cut them about the size of like the egg bases we do. Okay. So like that big, cut them off, squish them, and I'll come over here with the tweezers and slide it onto the top. Don't need to be perfectly round, but just the rounder the better. And that's the idea. I was thinking I might crackle the body of the thing to give it some more like burlap sacky texture. So I'll get a few coats of color, crackle it, and then we'll blow it out.
Sounds good.
All right. That's the plan, folks. So we're going to see how it goes. I really like that drawing a lot. If it turns out like that, then it's going to be a sweet thing. But we got the furnaces on. It's about 2,500 degrees. We got the colors out that we want, 3 different browns. Matt's grabbing the paddles. And I'm going to grab a blowpipe and grab some glass, and we're going to get this thing started. Hope you guys are having a beautiful weekend right now. It's beautiful here in Michigan. We are the Glass Academy. This show here is sponsored by our VIP supporters, the folks on YouTube that subscribe to our channel and toss us a coffee's worth of money every month. So that is very cool, and thank you guys for allowing us to experiment with the glass and to stream it to you. We got tech support over here, making sure everything's going smooth, the audio's perfect, and hope everyone's enjoying the show. And what I don't want to do is make this huge. We want to start kind of tame with it, figure it out. If we want to, we can get bigger. Holy, but the furnace is high. Tank's high, Matt. That's a classic, oops, I dipped in too deep. Got a bunch of glass up on the pipe. But I'm gonna go over here, and we're gonna go for, this is the same color I did that Krispy Kreme donut with. We're gonna put a lot of coats on. I really want it to be real burlap sackish. That's right. Sackish. Sounds like it could be a really good type of food. Like sushi, maybe? I'll take the sackish. So I think I'll go for maybe like 4 coats on this. Would you mind turning down the hole a little bit?
Yeah.
Just go a little hot. That's 3 schmackos. Sackish schmackos. Wow. We'll go for number 4. I don't want it to be transparent. There's no transparency in a sack. Unless it's really burlappy and it's got basically holes in it. There we are. So I'm going to blow some air into it. Got to. We're making it upside down first, so we're going to make the bottom of the bag first. I'm going to get some air. I'll get the crackle effect onto it, dunk it in the water, and then we will shape up the bottom of that sack. Here comes the bubble. Blowing air through my thumb right now. As many of you know, glass blowers have a tube that we get surgically transplanted in our lung. It comes down to our arm, so that's how we start off most of the bubbles. And now I'm going to go for the crackle here. I always cap the pipe. I don't want any water or steam coming up into the pipe. We always cap it and then let that tube in my lung expand it a little bit more. Each time you crackle it, you want to blow it out more so it separates those cracks a little bit. If you guys are glass blowers watching this show, it's a pretty cool move. The heating and the timing of it is super important and affects the crackle that you make a lot. And so does the color. Different colors crackle completely different. Soft colors don't have a crisp crackle, but stiff colors, and especially clear and recycle, have a really stiff, cool looking crackle. That's looking pretty burlap sackish. And so I'm going to get it hot. We're going to put 2 different necklines. It's not just one neckline in this thing because I want the crease for the rope tie and then I want the crease for the actual breaking point when we're going to flip it around. I'm going to try and use gravity to get it a little bit longer here. There we are. Hello? Beautiful. Hello? Perfect. I think that's the perfect size. And I think I went a little too hardcore with the crackle because you actually have clear slits coming into the satchel. So we'll see how that looks. It's an experimental show. But I think we could go for the paddles here. These are the cork paddles. Nice and toasty. These are going to be for squishing it flat. Kind of like we do our pocket bases that you can hang little plants on the wall. Just the bottom part. Flip it. Perfect. So it's got a little bit of flattening to it. Now I'm going to pull out those tips of the bag. Burlap sack tips. Probably the hotter the better here. If I'm gonna force it, it's gonna pull out to be a real straight point. I wanna have it like have a little bit of wiggle, a little bit of sackedness, if you will. Very good. I'm gonna puff it a little bit, and actually, Matt, would you toss down like that pumpkin paddle?
Yes, sir.
This is actually bigger than I was expecting, as usual. Thank you, sir. Oh my God. It looks pretty sack-like. Look at that.
That's a sack if I ever saw
That's
one.
a sack if we ever saw one. All right, so then let's go with, would you take over for a second? I'll put the money sign on it.
Yep.
Give that one deep flash. I think I'll be ready. We got a stick of black here for a nice money sign. Right on the front of this honey. This money honey. I got pretty good penmanship, but when you're writing and drawing with glass, none of that really matters. Let's see the other side. Yeah. Give her a little heat. Oh my God. Did I do that backwards? What's my deal? What the fudge?
It's like an S.
Are you kidding me?
Unless your bag's gonna be upside down.
Why did I do that? Yeah, take pictures of it in a mirror. I like that. I'm an idiot. What a dumb thing to do. It's alright, it's still gonna look really cool. One more heat. Golly. Come here. Ooh, that black's looking really cool though. That it looks like someone who doesn't know anything about English wrote it. Used almost the whole stick. Beautiful. I think I kind of like it protruding off of the piece a little bit rather than squishing it into the body.
Yes, sir. I agree.
Let's go for a Maurice. Is that a funny?
Yep.
What a ding-dong move. That's ridiculous. Anyway. So here goes the Maurice. This is going to be, yeah, I should have reminded you.
Yeah. I forgot.
It'll be a nice big punny. It's perfect. Little clear platform so that when we punny this up, and keep it pretty thick so that we, so I don't have any issues. That's so we can punny it up not on the thin part of the bubble, but have a nice little landing pad to make that connection. So when we go to knock it off, we'll put a bunch of water in there and we'll be sure that it's not going to break right off. But I foresee us spending quite a bit more time on this, especially making the coins for the top. So if we had a really delicate, thin connection on the bottom, it'd be beautiful if we were just going to open it up and be done. But we want to add more. The punny's everything, you guys. I know you haven't been seeing Matt making punnies, but punny shapes are coming out correct. That's what I'm talking about. Little mic situation. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now we're going to open it up. We're going to flare the top of that satchel. And I know exactly how it's going to go down. Would you grab the... Is there a pair of looping shears? Really long, thin ones, not the ones you were using?
Loopy shears?
Yeah, we have two pair. One's like longer and skinnier than the ones that you just brought over there. Maybe they're on that bench? No. I want to use these looping shears instead of regular tweezers because I want to... Here they are. Instead of just pulling this out with the very tips and pulling this out and then trimming it off, I'm going to grab deeper so that it's putting little lines and crevices of that top coming out. If that makes sense.
I gotcha.
Lines and crevices. Turn it back up just a hair.
Yep.
There it is. The difference of that knob, that gas knob we have, you got perpendicular obviously is closed to the pipe, and parallel is completely wide open, and you want at this sweet spot that's like 34 degrees, and if you go literally to like 36 degrees, it'll start iridizing the glass. And if you go down to 32 degrees, these aren't actual numbers, I haven't measured them, but 32 degrees is too cold and you can slowly see the hole getting a little bit colder visually. So it's a pretty fine finesse. And you can listen to the difference in the flame too, is how you realize if you're at the right temperature or not. That gets the texture in there, and then I'm going to flare it over a little bit more with the regular tweezers. Just heat the very tip. I had to heat it all the way down to where we're going to wrap that rope around it. Now I'm only going to heat up like the top like ½ an inch, and then just take the tweezers and pull those over to be little edges to it. I think that looks pretty good.
It looks baggy.
It's baggy.
It's baggy.
Pretty satchely. Okay. I think we should put the rope on last, actually, because that's going to be the most delicate thing. So why don't you start working on those coins. Grab more than you need so it's extra hot, and then try and just cut the same amount no matter how much you got on the pipe. You could probably reuse the pipe over and over. This is great, great diamond practice, diamond shear practice for Matt here. He's done some pieces like this. I think he's going to be perfectly fine with it. Perfect size.
What color? Gold?
Gold, middle gold. We want him to end up like a little bigger than a quarter. Nice. Why don't you just let me cut the first one so we can see what size we're going for, and then we'll let you do it from there. Actually, let me take a flash. I think I'm gonna have to drop that into the bottom or into the top here so I have a flat platform to send them in so they don't just fall into the base. So we don't want to fill it up with like 40 of them. So I'll just take that over the top. So that's our golden Coinbase. That's where I buy all my crypto, folks. Coinbase.com. How about that? All right, now we're set. So it's beautiful that he did that out of gold too, because now even if that little edge is peeking over or whatever you're looking down into, it's gonna look like it's filled up with gold. This is definitely, I think it's counterfeit money, for sure. Oh, we can get we'll get a view off of that guy.
Yeah.
Maybe put it into a long cylinder. Nice. And I want to keep this guy hot up top so that they stick when we slide them off. Straight up and down. A little lower. Lift up. Nah, I think it's a little too big. Let me just cut that off and let's grab another one. Grab a freshie. Tough to control. The shape and the amount of glass you have when you first gather really does make all the difference. And the only way of getting a consistent gather down, or it's hard for him to even know what I'm talking about because we've never done this before. You know, it's the experimental show, so we're experimenting with it. I got plenty of time. He got that big punny for me, so I'm not too worried about it being too delicate. Nice. But we got time. Take one heat. I might get two off of that, still might be a little big. See what happens. Yep. Drop it down. Lift up. Yeah, just a little smaller still, like thumb size.
All right.
Luckily clear or gold we recycle. We're wasting gold color right now, which isn't fun, but it can be turned back into clear. It burns away in the clear furnace, so at least we're not using like red or something. Perfect. Still a little too big. No marb or anything, just dunk it in the color, get it real hot, and we'll drop it. Perfect. We got the one coming up here. This is it. Alrighty. Lift up. Point number one. I'm gonna need one more heat before we do it. Get that cut mark off of there. Watch that door. Take 2 off of that guy. Just get her hot again. One sec. Alrighty.
I think you can get one more off it.
Toss an extra coat of gold in that one.
Yeah.
And we'll do like one more gather, get 2 or 3 more off of it, and that should be perfect. But did you just toss gold on that?
Yeah.
Let's use that one last time. Get up in there. Stuck the landing. I think 2 more will be perfect.
Picked up a piece of blue.
What's that?
That picked up that piece of blue. It was in the gold.
Gotcha.
I tried to peel it off, but it wasn't coming.
Set it right here. I'll chop it off.
Sir.
Get up in there. So that one, you give him a little point.
Yeah.
So it's coming along. I'm trying to figure out where the next 2 should go. I like the one hanging over the back. I think if I get 1 more up top, 1 more on the side here, it'll be a good pile. Sweltering income, baby. This is what I need in the rest of the year. Let's put a new water boiler into my house. Not fun. Maybe we'll take 1 more if we got it there. Yeah, I think we can slide one more in there. Yep. Lift up. That one didn't stick the way I wanted to at all, but I don't know what we do about it. It's freaking standing straight up. Can we do one more, Matt? Sorry. Alrighty. Perfect little cutie to finish it off. Come on now. That's the best way to do it. It's a hard angle. But it's gonna be just fine. It's gonna be good.
It's looking fine.
All right, next I'm gonna be giving it to you. If you give it a little torch on the punny, I think the punny's getting a little chilly. We're gonna give it a rope. So this is almost like the snakes that we were designing and that we spoke about on the Anila reveal on Thursday. This is going to be a darker brown. I'm going to hit it in this mold right here. This should be good. Be careful turning on that part that was the long gather. Cause it to hop around. We give that a flash. One nice good flash should do it, and I'm going to hit this and turn around and bring it to you. Trying to think about in my mind how this is going to work, and I'm not 100% sure, but I think I got an idea. Trade with me. Thank you. Damn it. It's about to go. Take a good look at it before it falls.
That's the way the cookie crumbles.
That's the way it goes right there, folks. So that's not enough heat on the body. You know, Matt was torching the punny, which was cold too, but just didn't have enough heat built up in that thing. So when I went back to take a flash on it after putting the rope on there, it didn't do it. So that's a bummer. But maybe we remake it. It was looking so cool at some point. I don't know. We'll see. So that's treachery, folks. But that's how it goes. Now I get to just sleep on it, figure it out, and go from there. Well, I hope that was an interesting one. That was experimental. It looked exactly like that. It turned out better than most experimental pieces do. So next time I'll make the S the right way. And that's that. I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for helping, Matt. Hope you guys had a great show.